Now, I'm going to tell you a little scripture and give you a little secret information from a hidden meaning in the Bible. If I got a direct line to the Father, I'm going to obey Jesus Christ and go right to Him. I don't even need Jesus to pray to. It's in the Bible, my friends, and it's something you haven't been told. It's something that's never been revealed to you. That doesn't make it not so. It's in the Bible. But it's been hidden from you, because if you find that God is in you, what do you need all this church stuff for? And you don't. What you need is to come to grips with yourself and the kingdom within you, which is the higher consciousness. And once you lift yourself into the higher consciousness, that's when you touch God.
Have you ever felt there's a secret key capable of unlocking the life you've always dreamed of? What if someone told you that the clues to finding this code are scattered throughout history, waiting to be discovered? Today, we'll explore one of the texts that has most intrigued scholars and truth seekers, the Gospel of Thomas, and one of its deepest teachings that the kingdom of God is within you and all around you. This idea that divinity and power reside within us mirrors modern concepts such as the law of attraction and the law of assumption, which suggests that our thoughts and feelings have the power to manifest reality. But how does this ancient text correlate with these laws? Stay with us as we unravel these ancient mysteries and secrets. The rediscovery of Gnostic texts in the 20th century, including the Gospel of Thomas, marked a milestone in understanding the origins of Christianity and ancient spiritual beliefs. Discovered in 1945 near Nag Hammadi in Egypt, the Gospel of Thomas stands out as a compilation of sayings attributed to Jesus. Unlike the canonical Gospels, this text focuses on Jesus' teachings rather than on the events of his life. The location and archaeological context of the discovery are not mere historical details. They are fundamental to our understanding of the preservation and transmission of ancient knowledge. This finding highlights the existence of a community that deeply valued these teachings, to the extent of hiding them to protect from destruction. It underlines the importance of these texts as testimonies of the resilience of spiritual thought. Among its most striking teachings, we find the assertion that the kingdom of God is not found in physical structures, but within and around us. If you split a piece of wood, I am there, lift a stone, and you will find me. This powerful idea deeply resonates with the modern notion that divinity and creative power reside within each of us, a fundamental principle for understanding the law of attraction. It suggests that our thoughts and emotions are capable of shaping our reality. But how does this ancient document relate to the law of assumption? The Gospel reveals that by harmonizing our thoughts and feelings, we have the ability to move mountains. This poetic expression suggests that by aligning our internal vibration with what we desire, the universe becomes receptive to our intentions. When the Gospel of Thomas was accidentally discovered in Egypt by a group of workers, we could not have imagined that this discovery would unveil ancient secrets. As they dug, they stumbled upon not just any find, but an early Christian tomb. Inside, they found a large jar containing 13 leather-bound manuscripts, encompassing 48 distinct texts. Most of these texts belong to Gnosticism, a stream that views salvation as a journey of enlightenment through esoteric knowledge. Among these manuscripts was the Gospel of Thomas, offering a unique interpretation of the human spiritual quest. According to Gnosticism, we are essentially souls in physical bodies, longing to ascend through true wisdom. In this context, Jesus is seen as the bearer of light, the guide who comes to offer liberation from ignorance, revealing deep truths to an intimate circle of disciples, including Thomas. Interestingly, as we explore various spiritual paths, we notice a convergence towards the same idea. This idea suggests that the inclusion of such teachings in the contemporary biblical canon could have broadened our understanding of the latent potential within each being. In an approach that significantly departs from conventional narratives, the Gospel of Thomas offers a perspective that can be both revealing and challenging. This text suggests that true understanding and personal power emerge not from blind adherence to doctrines, but from introspection and recognition of the individual's ability to shape the reality around them. Assimilating these ideas, the reader may experience a kind of epiphany, recognizing the power they have to transform their existence into a manifestation of the divine here on earth. Unlike the canonical texts, the Gospel of Thomas presents a portrayal of Jesus that diverges from the one traditionally propagated by the New Testament, raising critical questions among religious leaders. It is known today that at least 45 books were completely removed or extensively modified, giving rise to what we now know as the Western biblical tradition. These modifications erased fundamental teachings about the interconnection of everything and the language that articulates this universal connection. The exclusion of these teachings raises the following question: were they rejected due to a lack of authenticity, or because they represented universal truths that were deliberately hidden from predominant narratives? What interests lie behind their exclusion? This selectivity delivers us limited spiritual knowledge, overlooking the revolutionary idea that we all share the same divine power that Jesus manifested. Power shouldn't be seen as something external and frightening, but as an intrinsic part of our essence. Recognizing this unity could have completely transformed our perception of life throughout history. Our diversity does not separate us. We are all expressions of a single consciousness, manifesting in distinct ways. Imagine applying these teachings in your daily life, facing each moment as an opportunity to recognize the divine within you and around you. This practice could transform the way we interact with the world, replacing anxiety and fear with a sense of peace and inner power. By tuning into our thoughts and emotions, as suggested by the Gospel, we make room to create a reality that reflects our true selves. This concept is vividly illustrated in a passage from the Gospel of Thomas, which offers us a clear view of the power residing in recognizing this internal unity. If those who lead you say, "The kingdom is in the sky," then the birds will precede you. If they say, "It is in the sea," then the fish will precede you. Yet the kingdom is within and all around you. When you come to know yourselves, then you will be known, and you will realize that you are children of the living Father. If, on the other hand, you do not know yourselves, you dwell in poverty, and it is in that poverty that you exist. This passage highlights the trap of believing that supreme power is outside of us. When we place our faith in external sources, we allow them to rule our lives, moving us away from the true source of power and light that resides within each of us. By deeply understanding that we all share a single consciousness from which all power emanates, we pave the way for a more fulfilling and elevated existence. The Gospel of Thomas reminds us that the true kingdom is not distant, but within and all around us, awaiting our acknowledgement to manifest. Neglecting this essential truth leaves us in a state of want, being that we want ourselves. The belief that external factors govern our lives deprives us of the richness that is rightfully ours. The depth of the Gospel of Thomas's teachings finds echoes in other spiritual traditions. For example, in Buddhism, the idea that everything we seek is already within us resonates with Thomas's message. These similarities underline a universal truth found in many religions. The quest for enlightenment and understanding begins with the recognition of our divine nature. In this context, ancient and modern teachings converge, indicating that true strength emerges from within us. Spiritual traditions, from Buddhism to Christianity, teach us that we can access this power through prayer and emotion, experiencing the feeling that our prayers have already been answered. Neville Goddard, an influential thinker in this field, shows us that by imagining and feeling that our desires are already reality, we pave the way for their manifestation. This idea, central to Goddard's law of assumption, emphasizes that aligning thoughts and emotions with our aspirations allows us to realize our deepest dreams. This principle also applies to those seeking to transcend the limitations of the everyday, to transform powerlessness into strength, suffering into vitality, restlessness into peace, and scarcity into abundance. We build our destinies both internally and by what we attract externally. Thought, this magnetic force, is our tool for construction, and according to the principle that, like attracts like, thoughts materialize. The more refined and elevated our thoughts, the more powerful and subtle they become in their capacity to shape reality. This process of refinement is accessible to everyone and follows universal laws. Everything in the universe begins in the invisible before manifesting in the visible, in the ideal before becoming real, and in the spiritual before materializing. The realm of the unseen is the cause, that of the seen is the effect, and the nature of the effect is always determined by the nature of its cause. The Gospel of Thomas and the laws of attraction and assumption invite us to explore the power within us. They challenge us to align our thoughts and emotions with our deepest desires, not through wishful thinking, but through a deep understanding of our divine nature. The realization that the kingdom of God is within and around us can change your life. Try dedicating a few moments of your day to connect with this truth, observing how it affects your view of yourself and the world. This simple practice can be the first step toward discovering the power and peace that already exist within you. If you enjoyed this journey into the heart of ancient wisdom and modern spirituality, there's much more for us to explore together in this next video. If this video resonated with you, write in the comments, "It makes sense to me." Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to receive all the latest teachings.